Okay, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, this is Kanapriya. Hare, I can read it. Chapter means Dhruva Maharaj returns home. Maitreya ta evam utsanna bhaya rukrame kritavanama prayas tri vistapam sahasra sirsapi tato garut mata madhorvanam bhritya didrikshya kata. Synonyms. Maitreya, the great sage Maitreya continued, Te, to the demigods, evam, thus, utsanna bhaya, being freed from all fears, rukrame, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose actions are uncommon, krit avanatma ma, they offered their obeisances, prayayu, they returned, trivistapam, to their respective heavenly planets, Sahasrasirsha also the personality of Godhead known as Sahasrasirsha. Tata, from there, Gurutmata, getting up to the back of, on the back of Garuda, Madhuvanam, the forest known as Madhuvan, Nritya, servant, the Drikshaya, wishing to see him, Gata, went. Translation, the great sage Maitreya told Vidura, when the demigods were thus reassured by the personality of Godhead, they were freed from all fears, and after offering their obeisances, they returned to their heavenly planets. Then the Lord, who is non-different from the Sahasrasirsha incarnation, got on the back of Garuda, who carried him to the Madhuvan forest to see his servant Dhruva. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. The word Sahasrasirsha refers to the personality of Godhead known as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Although the Lord appeared as Shirodakashayi Vishnu, he has been described here as Sahasrasirsha Vishnu because he is non-different from Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. According to Srila Rupa Goswami in his Laghu Bhagavatamrita, the Sahasrasirsha personality of Godhead who appeared at that time was the incarnation known as Vrishni-garbha. He created the planet known as Dhruvaloka for the habitation of Dhruva Maharaj. Text 2. Savaidhya yoga vipaka tivraya hrit padma koshe suritam tadit prabham tirohitam sahasaiva palakshaya mahisthitam tad avastham tadarsha. Synonyms. Sa, Dhruva Maharaj. Why? Also, Dhya, by meditation, Yoga Vipaka, Tivraya, on account of mature realization of the yogic process. Hit, the heart, Padma Koshe, on the lotus of Svaritam, manifested, Tadit Prabham, brilliant like lightning, Hirohitam, having disappeared, Sahasa, all of a sudden, Eva, also, Upalakshya, by observing, Vahi, Sitam, externally situated, Tad Avastham, in the same posture, Tadrisha, was able to see. Translation, the form of the Lord, which was brilliant like lightning, and in which Dhruva Maharaj, in his mature yogic process, was fully absorbed in meditation, all of a sudden disappeared. Thus Dhruva was perturbed and his meditation broke. But as soon as he opened his eyes, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally present, just as he had been seeing the Lord in his heart. Purport. Because of his mature position in yogic meditation, Dhruva Maharaj was constantly observing the form of the personality of Godhead within his heart. But all of a sudden, when the Supreme Personality disappeared from his heart, he thought that he had lost him. Dhruva Maharaj was perturbed, but upon opening his eyes and breaking his meditation, he saw the same form of the Lord before him. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. A saintly person who has developed love of Godhead by devotional service always sees the Lord's transcendental form of Shyamasundara. This Shyamasundara form of the Lord within the heart of a devotee is not imaginary. When a devotee becomes mature in his prosecution of devotional service, he sees face to face the same Shyamasundara he has thought of during the entire course of his devotional service. Since the Supreme Lord is absolute, the form within the heart of a devotee, the form in the temple, and the original form in Vaikuntha, Vrindavan Dham, are all the same. They are non-different from one another. End of purport. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktinda Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So I offer my respectful obeisances to all the attendants and all the devotees for having this opportunity in lieu of Pranahari Prabhu to speak on this chapter, beginning of this chapter, whereby Dhruva Maharaj is having the darshan of Lord Vishnu, who he was his object of meditation. And as it has been described, because his meditation and austerities were so severe, as it was described in the past chapter, the last part of past chapter, that all the three worlds started to tremble, because through his meditation, he had conquered the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has within him all the three worlds. So he became so heavy, and his austerities, so that the whole three world external manifestations, they started to tremble, and all the arrangements started to become hither and thither, as thereby the people, the demigods particularly, became very worried, and they approached the Lord, and the Lord told him that, no, this is not due to any demon, but I'm going to take care of it shortly, so you need not worry, go back to your respective places. And thereby Lord appears for Dhruva Maharaj. Now, we notice that what is the way by which a devotee can capture within his heart and even compel the Supreme Personality of Godhead to give darshan, to manifest before him. So the point here is that the austerities that he was performing, Dhruva Maharaj, was so severe, and his focus was only on his object of worship. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, on Vasudeva. Vasudeva's form, as enumerated, starting from his, lotus feet, and then you see the when you focus so much that you start from his lotus feet, his nails, the nails of his lotus feet, the brightness of those things, the jewelry that he is wearing, then his garment, shining garment, brilliantly, colored, yellow-colored garment, brilliantly garment, shining, and then you observe how it is folded. In your meditation, you see those things, the details, minute details, and then his hands, or the arrangements of Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, the four, this thing, in which hand what he is holding, what kind of a Kastuba gem he has on his chest, and then he's got a swastika mark on his chest. Then his jewelry that he's wearing. then his lips, then his nose, eyes, hair, tilak, every single thing that you see that you are able to focus on, like you get the complete picture about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is a personality. You have to understand that, and that's who he is meditating on. So, so his object of meditation manifests after he's completed, like 6 months or so, and suddenly, when within his heart he was having that image, and suddenly that image disappears, and he gets disoriented, and he says, tries to feel like, what happened? I haven't, like diverted my thought or my focus onto anything else. Why then suddenly the Lord has disappeared? Then he opens his eyes and he sees the Lord in front of him. So that's how one can do that. So in as we see that it is it's mentioned, like comparison to Yashoda Maya also, when she was trying to bind Krishna. Perseverance and then the mercy. So those two fingers gap, that is also being displayed by Dhruva Maharaj here. Perseverance, severe perseverance in meditation, like standing on the big toe of his one leg, and focusing so much that he wants to have his darshan. Although the motive he had started with was as a material one, but we will notice later on in the chapter, like how his heart changes, mind changes. However, then the second thing is that the such hard perseverance, and then the mercy of the Lord, you know, is there, and thereby he's having the darshan of all all good personality of Godhead, uh, Vasudev. So that's how I can gather, like when we are doing our own sadhana, we are also trying to focus, bring, but we are getting distracted so much, left, right, center, family, people, work related things come to mind, and like what happened during the day, or the news of the world, and so many other things. But at the end of the day, like we realize that these things are not like our objective. The family, of course, they are all important. Family is important, and what is happening in your surrounding is important, and how we can be a part of it, like because we are part and parcel of the Lord. So we have to be aware that in everything that we do, that is for the benefit of the society in general, is always good. So but the goal should be to uplift one's character, to uplift one's focus, and thereby make one's life perfect, so that we develop that kind of a relationship, and that kind of relationship we can develop with Krishna. We are so fortunate that we are here worshiping, or following the principles of bhakti yoga, towards directing our bhakti towards Sri Radha and Krishna. And by the way, happy Radha Ashtami to everybody. But we are directing our uh, channelizing our energy, channelizing our focus towards Sri Radha and Krishna by chanting the holy names like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So there is nothing but Radha and Krishna. And Radha and Krishna, fortunately for us, can be associated in different rasas of your liking, like in dasya rasa, sakya rasa, vatsalya rasa, or uh, uh, Vasalya rasa and Madhurya rasa. So we can relate that way, and we should be lost while doing the chanting in the in that with that feeling that if we are focused on such a way that that whatever we are speaking we are hearing also, listening also, then the job is accomplished. And that day, that particular day, like or for the particular period of time, 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hour, whatever time we spend with focused chanting, we are also in Kali Yuga getting kind of the same kind of results like that we may that Dhruva Maharaj got. So with that, I will stop. Happy Radhastami again to all of you, and